Each year, millions of baseball games are played in the United States and around the world. Keeping the pitcher's mound in game condition has been and will continue to be a challenge for sports field managers, coaches, and athletic administrators. Using sound construction and maintenance practices will help ensure that your mound always meets specifications and stays in top shape. We've asked Larry DiVito, Sports Turf Manager for the Washington Nationals, and Bob Christofferson, Sports Turf Manager for the Seattle Mariners, to show you how to rebuild and maintain a pitcher's mound. The Sports Turf Managers Association and its charitable arm, the Foundation for Safer Athletic Field Environments, in partnership with the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association, proudly present Baseball Mound Reconstruction, a professional approach.
Hi and welcome everybody. I'm Larry DiVito, head groundskeeper for the Washington Nationals, a longtime member of STMA, and I've been working on professional baseball fields for the last 12 years. As a sports field manager, nothing's more satisfying than a well-pitched ball game with outstanding defense. And your pitcher's mound is the equivalent to the transmission on a car. It's really what makes the field go. It's a critical part of the field. So we're here today at Blue Valley High School in Kansas to renovate the pitcher's mound. Now, I have a lot of help with me today, and to my left is Bob Christofferson from the Seattle Mariners.
Thanks, Larry. It's a pleasure to be here on this sunny but cold fall day. It's great to be on this mound. It's a typical high school mound. It looks like it needs a little bit of work, a little bit of renovation, and we'll turn it into a first-class mound so Jody and kids at the high school can take it to the next level.
And our host is Jody Gill from the Blue Valley School District here in Kansas. Well,
Thanks, Larry. It's an honor to have you guys here. As you know, as you can see, the mound really does need a little bit of help. It's well used. As you know, my crew won Field of the Year in football, high school football category a few years ago. So I don't want to put any pressure on you guys, but I expect after we finish this mound, this will be Field of the Year in the high school baseball category. Is that right?
We'll see what we can do. Yeah.
We got you covered.
Terrific. All right.
Well, here we are in our mound we're about to renovate, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's wrong with it and what we need to do. First of all, we're going to check the height of the mound, the distance to home plate, make sure it's square, make sure that we're in the right spot. From there, we're going to work on the back platform a little bit.
And the platform, as you can see, this platform is not very wide. So what we want is a nice place for the pitcher to stand, so when he takes a step back, he's not stepping down, he's parallel. And then we'll go to the slope and redo the slope.
Right. We want to give the mound some definition. We want to have be nice and square on top, have a nice consistent slope all the way down the bottom, so it's safe for all these pitchers. Okay, we're ready to go. We got the stake in right in the back of home plate. This back point of the white on home plate, that's where your field starts right there. So we're ready to go.
Okay, now that we got the string at home plate set, we're going to remove the second base and run our string right across where second base was and pound a stake in here. I like to put the string all the way to the ground. It's running right through the middle of second base. Okay, now we're going to move the string up to the 10-inch mark, 10 inches above home plate. There.
Okay, and right there, we're going to put a piece of tape on just to give us a mark. The top of the piece of tape is going to be our 10 inches, and that's lined up with the string.
Okay, right now we're just marking the midpoint of the pitching rubber, which is 12 inches on a 24-inch rubber, and we'll make a nice line here, and our string will go right to the middle of that line.
Got to be centered up. Okay, we're putting the line level on. And we're going to check in a couple spots and make sure we're level. Just get it to stick. There we go. You know, our string's nice and tight. It's got to be tight. You can see if you can get close up in there, we're looking pretty good.
And what that's telling us is that the pitching rubber is 10 inches above home plate, which is the spec for pitching rubber. Next thing, Larry, I think we ought to check and see if we want to put a new pitching rubber in.
Right. But one note we want to make is all fields are constructed a little differently, and this field, like a lot of high school fields, has a turtleback design to the slope of the turf. So what you're finding is the mound doesn't look particularly high, But if you go stand on it and pretend you're pitching, you'll feel like it's actually 10 inches. It's just not very high above the turf grass. Well, now that we're comfortable with basically the height of the rubber, we're going to give them a brand new pitching rubber because this one's used and it's time for a new one. Give the kids something fresh, right, Bob?
Yeah, it's a little worn out on the front, especially where they push off of. We'll go find out if we're 60 feet 6 inches away, make some marks here. So when we take this rubber out, we can slip a new one in very quickly and easily.
Sounds great. Let's go.
Play stakes behind the point of home plate and behind the far point of second base. Stretch the string from home plate to second base. Raise the string at home plate to 10 inches on the stake behind the point of home plate. Mark the midpoint of the pitching rubber 12 inches on the 24-inch pitching rubber. Use a line level to determine that the pitching rubber is 10 inches above home plate.
Okay, we're back here at the back of white point on home plate where the field starts, and we're trying to get our dimension to the pitcher's mound of 60 feet 6 inches. So we're going to pull our tape real tight, and then we're going to go out to Bob on the mound and see what we came up with. Hopefully we're right at 60 feet 6 inches and we're ready to go.
Okay, Larry's got the tape on the point of home plate. We're going to pull it tight. And we're right on 60 feet 6 inches, so our rubber's perfect. And now what we're going to do is pull this rubber out, and we'll mark the rubber where it is so that when we slip the new one in, it'll be in the right spot. Okay, we just set a couple offset lines so that when we take this rubber out, pitching rubber out, you'll be able to tell. We'll slip the new one back in right in the same spot.
Okay, we're here. We've got our pitching rubber. 2 feet in width. We're going to mark a line right in the middle. So we got our midpoint. So we filled our pitching rubber here with clay. We packed it real tight. Filled up as much pore space as we can, hopefully. Trying to keep the moisture out of there, keep the pitching rubber from bubbling up over time.
This is a 4-sided pitching rubber, which should allow you to turn it after it gets a little use on each one of the sides. So you've got several years of a good pitching rubber here.
So we're digging out the pitching rubber. This is always fun. Now, if anybody ever throws a no-hitter on your mound, you do this and you give the guy the rubber because he earned it. You go put a new one in. It only takes about an hour. There it is. Hey, look at that. The other side looks okay. That could be reused. But we'll put a fresh one in today. What we're trying to do is get our subgrade level before we put the rubber in. So we're just checking spots at a small level and make sure that when we do set it in place, we're not going to have to pick it up and put it back 20 times to get it level. So spend a little time in the subgrade first, and we'll try and loosen up some of the material so I can maneuver it around, break down some high spots and fill some low spots. Okay, we're pulling this tape real tight, and we're going to get our dimensions, 60 feet 6 inches. Right here on the center, the front point of the pitching rubber. Remember, the center and the front, 60 feet 6 inches. Looks good.
Measure 60 feet 6 inches from the back of home plate to the front edge of the pitching rubber. Use offset lines to accurately place the new rubber. Fill the pitching rubber with clay or concrete. Concrete needs to be done 24 hours in advance of setting the pitching rubber. Level the subgrade. Recheck the distance from the back of home plate to the center point of the pitching rubber, ensuring that it is 60 feet 6 inches.
We're right here at the center point of the front of the pitching rubber, and we're trying to square up the rubber with home plate. Home plate's 17 inches wide. So what we're going to do is, from this center point, go 8.5 inches in each direction and make a mark, okay? And that's going to correspond with the front corners of home plate, which is 17 inches wide. So we're going to go to 20.5, and we're going to back up to 3.5.
Okay, right now what we're doing is we're squaring up the rubber to home plate. I'm going to start on the left-hand side and we'll pull it tight, and then we'll move to the right-hand side and see if they're the same. If they're not, we'll make a little adjustment on the pitching rubber. By the time we're done, pitching rubber and home plate will be square to each other. Okay, Larry, we're going to start on the left-hand side. Pull it tight.
Okay, get it tight. Here we are, again, remember, 8.5 inches from the center point to home plate. We got 59.1. Let's check the other side, Bob.
Pull it tight.
And nice and tight right there, 59.1. Remember, the plate's 17 inches wide, so we're taking a 17-inch wide dimension, 8.5 from each direction of the center point in the rubber to find this squaring of the home plate to the pitching rubber.